Flames at the Corpus Christi Trade Center are coming up. We'll tell you why one food truck on the city's south side was too hot to handle. Plus, neighbors are still asking why a local restaurant closed its doors overnight. We have answers on the sudden closure of Razzoos. Well, good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. We begin tonight with a warning from Sinton Police Department to be on the lookout for someone impersonating a police officer over the phone. The officer impersonator is using the name Lieutenant Shepard, which Sinton PD says does not exist. He's been calling local businesses and claiming to be with the Sinton Police Department. Police say he is asking to inspect cash boxes for fake money and is also questioning employees if they're working alone. Reveal Coffee Company reported getting one of the fake calls on Sunday.
I don't like that it's happening in our small community. It's very easy for us to trust the police here. So it's unfortunate that somebody would want to ruin that relationship that we have.
Now, that's one of the local businesses in that same area. In Sinton, police say they are increasing patrols in response to the impersonator. They're also urging anyone who receives a suspicious call to report it immediately. Well, grief counselors were on campus at Calallen High School today, helping students cope with the sudden passing of one of their truancy officers. Kevin Barnes collapsed in his office on Friday and passed away shortly after the incident. He was a fixture in the hallways of Calallen High School for his energy and connection with students. Outside of school, he spent his weekends at Mandy's Pub and Social as a DJ Rewind.
Kevin wore many capes, many capes. He catered and took care of everybody. He was everybody's man, for sure.
Ayala, the owner of Mandy's Pub, is now organizing a fundraiser to help support the family he leaves behind. A food truck parked at the Trade Center along SPID went up in flames this afternoon. The owner of the truck tells his employees were about to open when the fire started. He says the generator was too close to the food truck. It malfunctioned and overheated, setting the truck on fire. No one was hurt, but the vehicle is a total loss. One of our photographers spoke with the owner. He tells Chris Six the truck is insured and is not worried about the business because he has two other food trucks ready to replace it. Now, according to a memo signed by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, he is calling the Texas National Guard into federal service in Illinois and Oregon. He has called for up to 400 members of the Texas Guard to be deployed for up to 60 days with the possibility of an extension. Hegseth wrote that President Trump gave him the authorization to coordinate the mobilization and it, quote, will be effective immediately, end quote. According to President Trump, the troops are being assigned there to protect federal immigration facilities. Now, remember the lights on the old Harbor Bridge that illuminated the city's skyline? Well, crews have begun testing a light system for the new Harbor Bridge that could debut later this year. Starting tonight, October 6th, expect closures from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. on the inside lane of each direction of the bridge. Drivers should also expect reduced lanes on the bridge. Crews will be testing lights on the south tower of the new cable bridge, and motorists should be prepared for delays and also be careful in those work zones. Now, if you're curious about what those lights look like, check out this video from our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers page. This comes courtesy of Armadillo Iris, who uploaded this last Thursday. And while crews are testing the south tower tonight, the north tower looks to be coming along nicely. Now, and if you want a late night drive over the bridge, you might want to roll your windows down. Our temperatures are cooling down from a hot summer as we enter fall. Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber joins us now with more and some fall decorations as well.
Of course, we had to bring out the fall to kind of, remind Mother Nature that, come on, we need that first fall taste. We might get a little help as we head later toward the week, but today a few showers tried to help us out when it came to temperatures. If you're asking me where those showers were, you're not the only one who missed out. A lot of this has been to our north, as you see here, Goliad County getting more than any really county near the northern part of the coastal bend. Beat County seeing some of the action, and it looks like those showers probably threaded the needle between Lake Corpus Christi and Choke Canyon this afternoon. But we'll show you where we still have a few of those lingering showers popping up right now. Most of this has just left Refugio County, but northern extent of the county may see a little bit before the afternoon is over. We just watched this pair of showers pop up along 44, just to the west of Robstown, about to move into Banquete right now. And as we head further south, Falfurrias, there's a good little downpour just to the northeast of town. Some of this also moving into southern Clayburgh County. So I'll show you what our rain chances will be looking like as we head toward the end of the week, and if any taste of fall may come with it.
All right, Steph, thank you. And we've got an update on Razoo's Cajun Cafe, which abruptly closed a couple of weeks ago. Chris 6 News has learned the restaurant and its parent company have filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Court documents filed on Wednesday reveal the restaurant chain wants a financial restructuring. The company estimates liabilities between $10 and $50 million. Razoo's largest debts include millions owed to landlords in back rent, more than $1.3 million to food suppliers, Cisco, and roughly $900,000 in sales tax to the state of Texas. The filing comes days after more than a dozen employees learned of the Corpus Christi closure via text message, just as they were preparing for their shift on September 23rd. The Chapter 11 filing will allow Razoo's to continue limited operations while reorganizing its debts under court supervision.
Chris 6 News celebrates Hispanic heritage.
Well, for this week's Hispanic Heritage Month segment, we focus on a trailblazer in the fishing industry. At 28, Reina de la Cruz is one of the only Latina female boat captains in Baffin Bay. Reporter Leah Zora took a ride with the captain to find out more about her story.
Out here on the Texas coast, fishing is more than a hobby. It's a business. Across the country, women go on millions of fishing trips each year. But when it comes to who's running those boats, the industry is still dominated by men. Here on the Texas coast, one of the youngest professional captains making waves is Rihanna de la Cruz.
Hi, nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you.
In the U.S., less than 9% of licensed captains are women, and only a fraction are Hispanic or Latina. But here in the coastal bend, Captain Rihanna de la Cruz is the one at the wheel.
So I'm just going to wade down this shoreline right here. I'm going to get out and walk parallel to the shore and have the boat follow me.
At just 28 years old, she is one of the only female fishing guides on these waters.
Baffin Bay is known for trophy speckled trout. Some people come from all over the United States to catch one of these trophy speckled trout. I get looks every time, every day, every time I go to a boat ramp. It's not common to see a woman backing up a boat, docking a boat, especially a woman of color. The social media bashing, the name calling, other male guides that are around here, they see another younger female guide and they take it as a threat. They look at me as a threat. When I first started guiding, I was working for a newspaper company in Kingsville. I wasn't happy working 5 days out of the week, 8 to 5, and just realized it wasn't something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I do get a lot of younger anglers that message me that want to say how they look up to me. It absolutely just melts my heart.
For Captain de la Cruz, fishing isn't just a job. It's a way of breaking barriers, reeling in respect, and rewriting who gets to call themselves captain. For Chris 6 News, I'm Leah Zora.
It's been a staple of the American commerce for decades, but time has run out. Coming up, we'll tell you why one popular franchise is shutting its doors for good.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back. Well, it might have been your spot for picking up prescriptions, cold medicine, or just a quick snack, but now the popular drugstore Rite Aid is closing its doors for good. The drugstore chain filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in May after previously filing in 2023. They closed hundreds of locations just a few months after and announced on Friday that all stores are now closed. Customers who use Rite Aid for prescriptions and to get vaccines can request their history online according to their website.
So how far would you go to help save a life? Well, one local event will let you find out and break a sweat while you're at it. I'm Michelle Hoffman with a look at the Coastal Bend Blood Center's Run for Blood event and how it's making a big impact for people in crisis.
There's people in our local hospitals that are counting on that life-saving blood every single day. Actually, every 2 seconds, someone is in need of a blood transfusion.
The Coastal Bend Blood Center provides blood to 10 counties and 22 medical facilities, basically just about every hospital in our neighborhoods.
Every life matters, and without blood donations, they would not have been here today.
To keep that life-saving mission going, the Blood Center is bringing back a special event that hasn't happened in a decade. After 10 years, Run for Blood is making a comeback, and it's more than just a race. It's a fundraiser and a chance to raise awareness.
Believe it or not, the Coastal Bend Blood Center doesn't have one, primary fundraiser. So we thought, let's bring this back and make it our sole fundraiser.
Money raised from the run goes straight to supporting Blood Center programs and operations.
Our high school heroes, we have our Thank the Donor, we have our Red Cord program.
The center also hopes to purchase a new Bloodmobile, a big investment with a price tag of around $500,000. But beyond the dollars and cents, organizers say participants walk away feeling something priceless.
Not only are we supporting a great cause and giving back in such a powerful way, but you also are supporting your health and wellness.
So Run for Blood is this Saturday, October 11th, and aside from the race, there will be food trucks, vendors, and prizes. Runners also get a free slice of pizza and a beer ticket. And Brian Hoffman and I will be emceeing the event. It all kicks off at 7:30 a.m. at Water's Edge Park. Registration information can be found on our website. From the studio, I'm Michelle Hoffman, Chris 6 News.
Well, now let's swing things over to Stephanie Lauber, who has a look at your traffic report. Stephanie, how's it looking out there?
Well, not too bad for the ride home on this camera, showing you how SPID is faring right now. Looks a little slow by the Crosstown interchange there, but a lot of busy bees out on the roadway. So let's go to those maps and show you how we're doing. Coming down at 37, no problem. We've got the usual stop and go, but nothing out of the ordinary. Folks just trying to figure out which lane that they need to be in. But here are those slowdowns we were telling you about, SPID. As we come under that Crosstown overfly, we're seeing some of the slowdowns there, but it's brief and it clears up right as those two highways start to merge on SPID. Saratoga's looking a little busier near Mary Carroll High School today, and the usual culprit, Staples, is fairly busy. So as you head out, make sure you stay safe and you drive safe. Your forecast is next. All right, beautiful view outside from the CCAC camera. This one's out at Snoopy's. We're looking really good out there this evening with all that sunshine. And you know what? I will give credit to these clouds. They probably didn't help to keep things any more cool than what the humidity is already keeping at bay. But we're looking at a thunderstorm on the right side of your screen out there, way off in the distance. Not really a hope for us here in the Coastal Bend, though there have been some showers out there beginning to develop along the 77 corridor right there in the 11th hour. So you know what, that might even been a view of that shower that's near Falfurrias. So let's take a closer look at what's going on in Nueces County. These showers dumping a good little bit of rain right on the Nueces County heading into Jim County's line. So Banquete is having some showers moving through the area right now, but the heaviest rainfalls to the west along Highway 44 there. Moving into our southern neighborhoods, yeah, I think we might have been getting the view of some billowing clouds out near this quick shower that is moving to the north of Falfurrias and just south of Fremont there along 281. So it's good to see some rainfall happening around the Coastal Bend. Of course, we would like much more rainfall and more coverage with it too, right? That is something we'll have to wait for. I don't think the isolated showers we're expecting over the next couple of days are really going to help us out with that feat. But here's a look at how our hourly temperatures have trended for the most part, making it to those lower 90s with very little pushback from the afternoon sea breeze. Really, it's been hot and it's been humid, especially for how far along we are in October. 92 doesn't seem very bad considering we've been on that ride for a while, but normally we'd see our temperatures topping out around 88. And a couple of degrees is starting to make a difference when we have all this humidity around. 90 at the airport feels like 96 right now, 88 in Rockport feeling like 97, and where we have some of those showers, we're dropping down to 93 in Falfurrias, feeling like 99 once you factor in that humidity. So over the next couple of hours, of course, those temperatures will come down. We will be feeling much cooler with that sunset. And what about the cloud situation? Our stargazers will know why I'm bringing that up, because we've got a supermoon to talk about tonight, a full moon that we might have some trouble seeing depending on what time you are trying to take a gaze at it. We are looking at some clouds that'll be building in during the overnight. May see a stray shower, especially in the coastal neighborhoods, but very brief, very quick, and overall should be a dry start to the morning with just a good deal of cloud coverage out there, maybe even some fog. We're looking at fog that'll start to develop around 2-3 a.m., more so for the inland neighborhoods. Those of you who are west of 281 especially going to see those visibilities beginning to drop. And then especially if we have those little coastal showers, that'll help keep the visibility, believe it or not, a little better for those of us closer to the coast. But it's a good idea to give yourself some extra time tomorrow morning, because we're probably looking at a couple of patches of fog out on the roadways for the morning commute. That won't last very long, but will be clearing up, say, around 8 o'clock in the morning once we start to heat up again. But I've been keeping my eyes on the big weather picture for the end of the week. Look at this drop in humidity heading into Friday morning. There is a cold front that is trying to work its way down the plains, and it's not looking to get here yet. We have some unsettled weather with low pressure that formed north of the Gulf Coast. That's been changing things up for us, but I think there's another cold front that is going to try to come here and bring us better rain chances and slightly cooler air. I'll show you that 7-day forecast ahead.
Making time to hear from the community she serves. I'm Melissa Trevino in Alice, learning about the mayor's coffee sessions and how they could impact residents. I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter in Alice. The Alice mayor is hoping to learn more about the citizens' concerns over a cup of coffee. Mayor Cynthia Carrasco tells me she needs to hear from every neighbor so the city council that works for them knows their needs.
When I saw her, I said, "What are you doing here?" Well, she's holding coffee and wanted to see how the citizens, and I admired for that. I've never seen that done.
Lifelong resident Juan Solis went to the city hall to talk about his $500 water bill from January. He didn't know the mayor was going to be there.
They changed out the electronic head on my water meter, and I got a very high water consumption. So I came and talked about it because it was over $550.
Solis says the mayor is going to check on his issue and see why it hasn't been resolved if he has no leaks.
I didn't want to approach the city council on this matter because nobody's being held accountable. Nobody's going to answer my questions.
Mayor Cynthia Carrasco says that she's all about having an open door policy for citizens.
And I think it's very important to keep those lines of communication open. If we may not know something that's going on that is a major concern.
She tells me many of the concerns are on the streets and infrastructure. This is where she takes the opportunity to tell them about the bond proposal the city has on the November ballot. I reported on the bond proposal in August when the city council voted to take it before residents.
Because we want them to have input and have a say on that and let us know if you're okay with this or how do you want us to approach it.
Mayor Cynthia Carrasco tells me she'll continue her morning coffee sessions until she hears of all concerns in her community. In Alice, I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter, Chris 6 News.
And it's the start of a new week. Happy Monday, everyone. With the start of fall, we hope you're enjoying those cooler temperatures. Stick around. We've got your forecast and some lunar news after the break.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back. It may be Monday, but don't be down because tonight is the first supermoon of the year, otherwise known as the harvest moon. A supermoon happens when the moon reaches its nearest point to the earth, making it look larger and fuller. October's full moon is called the harvest moon because it's the full moon closest to the first day of fall. And it should be extra special because this year it's also the first of 3 back-to-back supermoons. So look to the skies tonight for a bright and glowing show. Very cool. I love all these little science snippets.
Oh,
but you also give us those science snippets sometimes
That's true.
too.
Wednesday is our science snippet day. We always try to fill you in on different cool things that are happening. But if you are not just going to rely on our Coastal Bend weather watchers to take the photos, maybe you are the Coastal Bend weather watchers who always give us the great full moon photos. Let's look to the east tonight. Moonrise is in a little over an hour, and we should have most of the evening. There'll be some passing clouds, but if you look before midnight, you'll probably have the best view of it, because once it gets up very high, it doesn't have all that glamour to it. So, but let's talk about some rain chances in the mix. We're hoping that we can get some showers moving into the forecast here, but just some isolated showers expected through Thursday. Maybe we're going to keep our fingers crossed. But I also think as we head into Thursday, there's a weak cold front coming our way that could help to bring those temps down a little bit. If not, maybe some cooler morning temps.
Oh, please, because it was hot this morning. All righty, everybody. We'll see you here at